Here we go. No Romano people, Deluded. I'm back again as usual. Happy Monday, folks. Hope you're all having a great start to the month of June. Time is flying. You know what they say, man? The days are long, but the years are quick, and we're halfway through the year. So hope you've all had a great start to the year, good start to the month, and all of that kind of stuff. And long may it get bigger and better for you lot. As usual, appreciative to you lot tuned in. Probably about 3 videos have come out on my platform. Later today, I'm going to have the lads here at 4 p.m. We're going to have a bit of fun. We're going to talk about Arsenal season, and it's a chance for me to just shut up and take the opinions of other people, man. It is a bit jarring. On the topic of opinions, smash the like button, comment, and all of that good stuff. So, yeah, man, you know, I must admit, Arsenal fans, I do try and urge caution, you know, until the market's closed. I'm not watching what other people are doing, but you're seeing Liverpool make movements, City make movements, even down to their coaching staff. Chelsea make movements, and you're just thinking, I know Berta and Arteta are working, but you just wish we had some official confirmation. Now, obviously, I'm being a hypocrite because it seems like we're moving closer to signing Zubimendi and Sesko. We really are Netflix FC because we do love a long dragged out saga, don't we, people? And actually, we've been linked just before I've come online. We've been linked with Sane. Apparently, there's a freeway tussle for the signature of Benjamin Šeško. So there's a lot to discuss. Paul, big up yourself. Better yet, Gooner _ Paul. Big up yourself, man. Appreciative to you. Locked in. What's going on here? Okay, it's all good on YouTube side. Just got a little alert. Why waste time, man? Let's see exactly what has been said. So yeah, if we crack on with Leroy Sane, apparently come on, my guy, appreciate you. Come on, appreciate you. With each passing day, it appears that Leroy Sane's chances of signing a new contract at Bayern are slim. Instead, he's keen to move to the Premier League. Arsenal have started talks with Pina Zavari over a potential deal. Spurs are also there. The two North London clubs are likely to battle for Sane. His exit from the Allianz Arena looks increasingly unlikely. Now, for me, I like Sane. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like him. I like the image of what he used to be. I don't know for his current form, etc. Big money, 29 years of age. Where I look at this, it's something good and bad. It's bad because, you know, whether it's Rafa Leao and Nico Williams and the several left wingers or left wide targets we've been linked with, but we've shown at times, an inability to pivot. We have genuinely shown an inability to pivot. What I mean by that is, sometimes, like with Declan Rice and a couple of other examples, we have had one target in mind. Obviously, the team has had other guys, but we've had one guy in mind. Tend to, you know, he wants us, doesn't listen to the noise of other clubs, signs for us, smash the like button, people, signs for us, and we keep it moving. Equally, there's a million times where that hasn't been the case, and we cannot have a January period like last Jan. We cannot have a summer like last summer, where, you can go for Sesko, all right, he wants to stay in this and that, and you're left scrambling around on deadline day for Neto and Sterling, experienced players, but don't take us forward. That's where I look at this Sane thing. Sane just tells me that we're trying, I don't know who else, but we're trying to do several things. If worst comes to worst, we'll bring him. Maybe, you know, we've heard, nobody can verify this, but Arsenal's spoken to everyone. Bert has spoken to Rafa Leao. Apparently, Nico Williams has had a conversation, this one and that one. So have we been told Nico Williams is playing games? Rafa Leao is out of our budget. How do we keep it moving? That's the only way I see with Sane. I mean, he is Premier League proven. Everybody said he was rubbish and finished, and he did well against us. I still reckon he stays at Bayern, man, but getting late in the day, man. I hear it. Like what Shaka said here, Sane's going to extend. It's just agent talk, just like Kimmich. It's true, but they're cutting it quite fine, isn't it? It's like the rumours with Partey. 1 minute you're leaving, then you're staying. He's cutting it fine, man. And the next move for Sane is vital. Obviously, he's 29. That's an opportunity to get a decent pay packet, decent length of contract in terms of longevity. Obviously, you would imagine, I won't say you will retire at your next club, but whether you're going to stay at Bayern, whether you're going to move to the Premier League, it's a significant move. And you got to remember, it's a World Cup next year. So you need stability. And a lot of these players probably need to get moves sorted sooner rather than later. As Mafia Boss has said, smash the likes into the box. Arteta would love that. Big up the name, man. Sesko's a done deal. I hope so. Whether it's Sesko, Gyökeres, Nico Williams, that one, I hope so. But I'm just a fan on YouTube with you lot. Until I see shirts, I don't know. You can tell me about medicals and this one and that one until we're blue in the face. And you can see what color I am. We'll be here all day. We need to just get things over the line. P, big up the members. Appreciate you, man. It's great to be here, man. I always see you in the comments, not just on live streams, but in general. So one love, my guy. Arteta fans are scared of Arsenal competing against City and Liverpool next season. They want an excuse that Sesko is young. He has potential. Let's give him time. Give Sesko all the time in the world, bro. Give him all the time. Mikel Arteta and everyone, you lot need to bring something home. You need to win trophies. Dare I say, it's got to the point now where Premier League, you need to bring that home. Champions League, you need to bring something home. I think you need silverware, full stop. But we know how the goalposts are going to move. Once you bring home the FA Cup or the League Cup, there's issues. Big up Tom Canton. You know, I brought out a clip, and I think the full streams to come out on my platform later today. Had we of, not that people would have been happy, but, you know, during this, I say these 3 years where we've really been in conversations for winning major stuff. Had we have picked up a League Cup and FA Cup here, I'm not saying there wouldn't be scrutiny, but people would kind of allow him a bit, if I'm honest with you. Again, and it goes back to what I say about Sesko. Whether you like Sesko or not, I think I'm not talking for the extreme Arteta sexuals or, you know, Arteta's rubbish. But for many just people that approach things with balance, right? There's a balance section that want Arteta out and can convey their ideas, and likewise with keeping the guy. Speak for them, right? Where you look at Sesko, all right, cool. There, I think people are quite harsh. Oh, Marmoush outscored him. Marmoush is a baller, and obviously, where you look at Leipzig, their season has been terrible. He's been rotated in and out. There's some circumstantial issues, but at the same time, he isn't that gunman at this moment in time. He's clearly got the potential to be a good striker. I think he will be good for us, and I understand wanting Gyökeres, but people are moving like we're going from being linked to Gyökeres to Andy in the pub, like that can't even do 10 kickoffs. Like Sesko's a decent player, but I say that to say this. I think many fans would sit there and say, you know what, he's 21, but in fact, he's just turned 22. He's raw. He needs to develop, get up to speed with the Premier League, his teammates, all of that kind of stuff. People extend that to this is putting me off. Sorry, people, this gift. People extend that to Sesko in isolation. Where the frustration comes with is Arsenal have been so close, but so far with winning major honours. The striker thing has been there for a while now. We've known we've needed a striker for years. This is where Sesko almost catches strays and you extend it to Arteta. Now, unpopular opinion, I think both signings are a risk. I more wanted Gyökeres, even though I've done vids and gassed up Sesko. I more wanted Gyökeres because for me, above all, it goes against the grain of what our football club does. Like, it's always players that in 2-3 years are going to be sick and that. I'm not saying Gyökeres can't, and I know he's 20, 26, 27. He can be here for a number of years, but it goes against the grain. He's here now. But if we've been scouting Sesko, but probably every European club's been looking at Sesko since he was probably 16, 17. You know what he did in the youth league. Probably monitor his development at Leipzig. We've definitely looked at him for a while, because if we tried to buy him last summer, we didn't just wake up in the summer and thought, let's get him. And also what I think goes against Sesko, actually, even though he scores goals, Bukayo Saka, this imaginary left winger, let's just say Sane arrives. I do think there's a lot to do in terms of coaching in the final third to free up these players, man. So, yeah, man, at the end of the day, if you go with Sesko or Gyökeres, you need to deliver. And both signings are a risk. Everybody's sitting there saying, yo, buy Gyökeres, buy Gyökeres. We sign him and he stinks up the gap. Why did we buy him from the Portuguese league? Sesko, if it bangs, it's a masterstroke. If not, there's issues. And that's where I said, Sesko, you can have them luxuries in isolation, because it's not your fault how the squad's been assembled. Mikel Arteta and those around you, you need to deliver next season, man. And if they're scared, go home. I always say, for the more people that Arteta can do no wrong, I don't think they rate Mikel Arteta. No matter what they say, that, you know, if you say we got a great team, great defenders, he's innovative, he's won on XG, you know, people are running. PSG obviously lost to us on XG, or have lost 6 times. I'm sure you've seen that social media stuff. If you're ready to say all of these things, and then you find every excuse under the sun as to why collectively we haven't got over the line, you can't think Arteta and this team is what you think it is. You can't. You genuinely can't. But away from that, man, I can't make any hardline calls before deadline day, but I don't think it's a coincidence that our 2 best seasons saw the quickest and most headlining transfer work. Facts. I hear that. I hope you're doing well and safe, man. Big up yourself, man. Hello, right back at you. Big up DG. I mean, at least Sesko can jump high. I mean, with the way we play today. To be fair, I like his physical qualities. I don't think Sesko is the prettiest footballer in the world. 100% I don't, but I think he drops deep. I think he works the channels. I think he's good in the air. I don't think it's terrible. I understand the frustration and I share it with he's a developmental player and all of that, 100%. But I think people are quite harsh on the lad. If he stinks up the gaff, he stinks up the gaff, innit? And if he does well, he does well. Everything's a risk. And again, I think, I don't know who you buy, but if you're going to have Kai Havertz and Sesko primarily as your two strikers, yes, I don't know when and if Gabriel Jesus will be fit. You've got him, you've got Marino now and all of these things. Cool, do that. But now, if you're going to sign a striker, which I think Sesko's going to be a quality player, but there's going to be some tough days. He needs to add consistency. This raises the need for, I don't know who it is, but a serious upgrade on that left-hand side. We need to mimic what Liverpool have had when they had Klopp, in that you've got Salah on the right, which is our Saka. You've got someone like Mane. We need someone that can at least shoulder 50% of the burden. Like, we need to score more goals. And Arteta needs to free the shackles somehow in the final third. Because it's not as white and black as Sesko, Gyökeres, Nico Williams, this one, that one. You put them up front and or in the final third and we're lit. We probably have less draws. We probably scumbag a couple more wins. But you lot get where I'm going. Those that know football understand what I'm saying, man. Really. Big up yourself, Nathan. And everyone else. H, I appreciate you. I see you in the I think I cut up a part of the clip I did with Tom. So yeah, big up yourself for being there, man. But yeah, I think the Sane thing, if I'm honest with you, is complete BS. I'm not going to sit here and cap to you lot. Apparently, Arsenal intend to back Mikel Arteta in the transfer window by bringing in Nico Williams or Leroy Sane. That's from Sky Sports. Now, I don't want to nitpick at words, but intend. We're past that. There's no intending. Things need to get done. Things need to get done. We need to come out of this summer window. Have you got the depth? Have you got the quality? Now go over the line. If you don't get over the line, people need to do things. Because again, I do think I've been waffling anyways in the first 12 minutes, but I'm past this, whether I like or don't like Mikel Arteta or think he's the guy or not. The man signed a new deal for 15 million a year. Berta's coming. He's going to get backed. There's a bit of a cult, really, where no man or woman in this world is above criticism in football and life. So I do find it a bit weird that any sort of question around Arteta is crazy. And I think the craziest one people do is the gaslighting when they say you're entitled. We're Arsenal. We're Arsenal. We're a big club. We've never been serial winners, winning stuff every year. And again, going back to what I said, if you rate the manager and you rate the players and we're this good, surely it's fair to ask why you're not getting silverware. But fortunately, one thing I'd say with Arteta and the players, they don't share some of those talking points. It's all about over the line. We've gone past intending to back. Everything needs to make sense. Get your striker. Get everything you need, people. Now, you would have woke up today and probably seen Thomas Partey has been linked with Barcelona. Allegedly, Barcelona are in talks with Thomas Partey's reps. The player has so far been unable to agree a new contract at Arsenal beyond the expiry of his present deal this month. Now, that doesn't mean he can't stay. Kind of going to the Sane stuff. When a player's out of contract, you do hear other clubs. Partey's got a lot to think about, really and truly. Arsenal, for reasons we don't need to get into, everybody knows the obvious. Arsenal got a lot to think about. From a footballing point, does he go and get paid in Saudi? Does he go to a club and a footballing establishment, which technically won the league in Barcelona? Atletico Madrid are onto him. Clearly, you know, your family's comfortable in London. You've just had the newborn. For someone so injury prone, generally, you're loved by the manager. It makes sense for you to stay. Now, whether you want, it all depends on the makeup on the contract, the length, the finances. Berta's got, I feel sorry for Berta, man. He's not going to sleep a wink. He's got probably one of the mandates beyond the obvious is to restructure this wage, the wage structure that we have at the club. Edu and Arteta fixed it and then messed it up again, really and truly. So there's got to be a bit of pivoting in that regards, man. We'll have to see. But yeah, man, Partey's been linked with a move away to Barca. Would you let him go? And again, even that, like, if Zubimendi comes in, is Zubimendi going to be the first choice with Declan Rice? And I've seen two very good seasons from Thomas Partey. I'd like consistently week in, week out, generally. That would have been the first year we fought for the league when Granit Xhaka was here. And last year, the season that's just gone. Partey doesn't scream to me. Now, we need to replace a player before they need replacing. And Partey could keep his spot. He could be a rotationary option. He could be a squad player. But anytime he's one of them momentum-y kind of footballers, in my opinion. Like, he plays better when he's there week in, week out. You pull him out the team and he goes a bit cold. And if he doesn't stay, Zubimendi's not enough. With the greatest of respect to Zubimendi, you're going to have to act in the market. So, yeah, man. Who do you think was our best player this season? There's a couple, man. I think you have to give Timber some credit. You have to give Lewis Skelly some credit. You have to hail up Gabriel Magalhaes. You have to hail up Declan Rice. The man in question here, Partey's had a good year. I actually really respect Saka. Have I said David Raya? Miles Lewis Skelly, if I haven't said that. There might be one that I'm missing out, but I'd give player of the year to, for me, Gabriel Magalhaes, man. I just felt like there's something there, man. So yeah, man, going back to that, bro, Arteta fans can't cry because again, I'm all for signing players for tomorrow and future building and stuff. But one thing we have not done in these last 3 years is seize the current moment, seize it. I can't tell you if PSG genuinely thought they would win the Champions League, or if Newcastle thought they'd end their drought, or Newcastle the same, or I don't want to praise them lot who are 17th but won the Europa League. Sometimes when things fall on your lap, you've got to take advantage. And it's a case where we're so close, but so far. And these things need to run out. And as I said, that for me, the Mikel Arteta in-out stuff is redundant. I'm not saying there's not question marks and praise and critique elsewhere. But in terms of him getting sacked tomorrow or whatever and moving forward, I don't know. But big up, Tom. He made a great point. I think if Mikel Arteta is to stay within this period to like the halfway point of the deal he's just signed, this is where you now need to earn your deal. Because I don't know if Arsenal can match Arteta's ambition. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't know if he's taking us to a point, even if we're thinking like that and we're saying, do you know what? Like, imagine I'm Josh Kroenke. I like Arteta. I think you can do whatever, but you might not be the guy to get over the line. I'm having indirect talks with potential managers now. I'm jotting up things now because if it, God forbid, like the ideal world is you win stuff with us, but if it gets to that point where you're good but you're not quite the guy, who are we bringing in? And I think you can't just say that as a crutch to keep Mikel Arteta because they showed the ambition to find Mikel Arteta in the first place. You got to remember, we wanted Mikel Arteta the year Emre came in, and then we went and got him the next year. So I'd have to see, man. Don't apologize for being late to the show, broski, man. Smash the likes. Would rather see us sign the next Sane, get me Gittins. I hear that. But I do think if you get Sesko, I hope he hits the ground running. But I think there's more of a pressing need to make up the numbers, man. Because again, the Marinos, the Kai Havertzes, the Martinellis, the Trossards, they can chip in. They'll have periods where they're better than worse, but they can't be the main men next season, or we're going to keep having the same conversations. If we want to be a team that does the context thing and we got to two semi-finals, went out the FA Cup on penalties, false image, in my opinion, of really how we've played with the number of draws. And I know there's injuries and other factors, but second, we've got enough. We have enough. Nothing needs to change. But if you want to win the Premier League title and start being on the right side of these field tilts and XGs and fine margins, we need to know who is scoring the goals. And really and truly, if we had to bet our life savings for the last few years, you're only saying Bukayo Saka. That's not a diss to the other players. Put players in their appropriate roles. The Kai Havertzes, the Martinellis, the Trossards, and anyone else, if their form is out of this world and they're doing the business, then yeah, you deserve to play week in, week out. But you man, I don't even mean this in a disingenuous way. You guys are squad players and rotationary options, man. It is what it is. We don't have any more time to waste to get a striker that will get, I think you mean won't get us over the line. And that's the frustration. And I think some people will spill that onto Sesko because it's not his fault. He's signing for Arsenal and whatnot. It's more people want to see 25, 26-year-olds and whatnot, not necessarily the developmental talents. But he does have some experience, though. He has played in the Champions League. He has played in the Bundesliga. He does have the physical qualities. He's not completely pony. But I do understand going from Gyökeres to Sesko is some madness. I think the Sane thing is unlikely, but if he was still playing at the level he was, 18, 19, I wouldn't say no if it was possible to sign him. Surprised ain't seen Zubi in a shirt yet. Defo done deal already. I hear it, man. I hear it. Forget Sane. Afternoon, Edward, man. We don't have time. I hear you. And I wouldn't say I don't think we have time, but the reality is we do. Like, if these lot are going to sign Sesko, we can scream and shout and shake it all about. This is what's happening. Sesko's got time. Mikel Arteta and those around you don't. So if you sign Sesko and he's the guy and we get over the line, Bob's your uncle, mate. If you don't, hold that in it. There you've got to hold that. The club has time, Arteta doesn't. There you have it. But even that, surely he does have time because you signed a new deal. The thing is with Arsenal is extreme. So there's very little legit conversations around the guy. He ain't going to leave anytime soon, man. You know. Big up yourself, Arthur. No deal for Sane until Sesko Gyökeres is sealed. Berta's not going to sleep a wink. Arteta will make Sesko into a centre-back. No more foolishness, man. And you see what City's doing. I must admit, I got us down to be third next season. Again, I hope I'm wrong, and this is my prediction on the 2nd of June. But I think City are going to win the league. Pardon me, I think Pep's going to do a madness. I'm going to say Liverpool second, and we're going to make up the difference. Sesko has only scored 13 goals in a goal fest league. How will he miraculously improve in a more difficult league? For Arteta, look at these slander names. Has never improved an attacker. How will Sesko be the killer we need? I hear you, and there's definitely question marks around how Mikel Arteta has, well, actually his recruitment full stop, because we don't see too many attackers. Hopefully this season is new, come through the door. And also I've just been talking about creativity and the final third and chance creation and all of that kind of stuff. He probably gets more plaudits for how we defend and those kind of things. But to be fair with you, that's not necessarily fair now, is it, to Mikel Arteta? Saka, Smith Rowe left. Has he improved? Did he improve Saka? Yep. Did he improve Smith Rowe? Yep. Did he improve Martin Odegaard? He's playing shit at the moment, 100%. Martinelli, the same. They had their both. All three of these names have had some of their more standout seasons. Lewis Skelly, not an attacker, but improving. He's getting better. I know he needs to play football. I don't think that's true. And to be fair to Sesko, he isn't the greatest player on the eye technically, but he's not going to be the first nor the last player with quote unquote not really eye-catching stats that could do a madness. I actually think he's got the raw capabilities to thrive in the Prem, but I do agree with what you lot are saying in that, brother. He might have time, you don't, or the club don't, essentially. So we've gone over Sane. We've been waffling about Sesko. We still got to go over the Sesko stuff. We've gone over Partey. A few days ago, I did see us linked with Yankuba Mintai of Brighton. I don't believe it, but allegedly Man United, Liverpool and Arsenal are all watching the 20-year-old. Surely not. Surely there's a couple that leave Brighton before him. Be interesting to see what they do with Ferguson, what they do with Mitoma, who's linked with a move away. I'm missing someone else out. João Pedro's probably going to leave. I wouldn't mind it. But I don't want him and Sesko, and I'm sure he could go be a baller, but there's too many rough diamonds now. As I've said, I want a striker who's just ready right now. There is as much as I love youth talent and I want Sesko, and I'm not crying about Sesko. Gyökeres is my first choice. I would love his that, but I want to do okay, Gyökeres, Sanfrost, you're a baller. Sesko goes and bees a madness, and we think, what if? And in an ideal world, you get both. But I would like right now. You need to get me a right now winger. Whether you're able to do that is another thing. There's too many project players. Going back to Thomas Partey very briefly, people. As we know, the 31-year-old is out of contract at the end of June, and he's yet to agree a new contract with Arsenal, despite Mikel Arteta publicly confirming he'd like to keep him. The complex and slow-moving nature of negotiations has encouraged clubs like Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, who are both looking to bolster their midfield muscle without breaking the bank. Sources close to the player have told Sunsport. I mean, you start articles and say sources close to the player. There's no way of verifying it, but it sounds credible, innit? That Partey is seen as a cut price fix for Barcelona's engine room, with boss Hansi Flick a big admirer of the ex-Atletico Madrid star. The Ghana international, who joined the Gunners in 2020 for 45 million, has endured an injury-plagued spell in North London, but when fit, remains a dominant presence in midfield. Are you going to tell us anything else? Played 35 league games. Apparently, the Ghanaian would ideally like to stay in North London, having built a strong reputation with Arteta. He's also recently welcomed a new baby with his family settled in London. He'd love the continuity. However, he is looking for a deal that doesn't require him to take a significant pay cut, aware that this could be his final major contract. And I mean, such is Thomas Partey. When he joined us in 2020, for all his ability, had he not had these continuous injury hit seasons, you probably would have signed improved terms at some point. Like, it's quite mad. I'm deep in it now. You're still on that same deal. Well, it's coming to a close, but you get the point. He turns 32 this month and is seeking a deal that reflects his status as one of the club's most important players. And to be fair with you, I think he's quite valid. You always, for someone that's so injury prone, quote unquote, Arteta will always play you to the point where he'll play you right back. The club need to hold on to some experienced players. The club might have to mix and blend where their finances are concerned. I don't think he's wrong in that. We know Barcelona are grappling with FFP, so I'm not too sure with that. And he'd probably have to take a wage cut there. He's also been linked with Atletico Madrid and also Saudi clubs. One source close to the player told Sunsport Thomas respects Arsenal massively and loves living in London, but he also knows his worth and wants a deal that reflects his standing at the club. Apparently, we're keen on Zubamendi. We're set to trigger his release clause. According to reports in Spanish outlet Cope, senior Arsenal figures expect the deal to be completed swiftly. Personal terms and relevant documents have already been signed and agreed, as well as the payment structure around the Spaniard's release clause. We all know he's highly rated at this point. Apparently, we're prepared to splash around 200 million on new talent. So we'll have to see how that one develops. I mean, some of you didn't want to spend 20 odd million quid on a goalkeeper this summer. Arsenal have dropped out of the race to sign Garcia. They do not consider paying Garcia's 25 million euros release clause appropriate, while David Raya's first choice at the club. Fair enough. You could ask that. It looks like he's allegedly accepted a proposal from Barcelona to sign a 5-year deal. Apparently, this journalist has said, I understand that Arsenal are not the only club in concrete talks for Sesko. Both Liverpool and Man United are also interested. So is that why the Gyökeres rumors ain't going away? Because, I mean, you can get both, but without being silly, only one club in theory can get one, in it. Like, if Gyökeres doesn't sign for us and Sesko doesn't sign for us, Lord knows where we go beyond that, because apparently Premier League clubs are saying Hugo Ekitike is too expensive for 80 odd million quid. Apparently United are seriously interested. Liverpool, it makes sense, over sense. You know, Klopp's obviously working with Red Bull, can chat to him. There's a scope for a number 9 there, better than Darwin Núñez. For us, we've looked at the guy for around 2 or more years. Man United need a forward, maybe not being in Europe could go against them. Due to a gentleman's agreement in place, the final fee is expected to be below the 100 million euros and bonuses initially requested. And a lot of journalists have quashed that. Barcelona apparently have joined Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man United in the race for Sesko. Give it 12 months and then I'll believe the striker stuff with Barcelona. I need to see Lewandowski leave. We have heard apparently Berta has held a secret meeting with RB Leipzig as the Gunners intensified their pursuit of Benjamin Šeško. I've covered this before, but apparently he had a secret meeting in London with Marcel Schaefer, who apparently is the Leipzig counterpart, to discuss a deal for Sesko, and talks are ongoing as Arsenal look to finalise an agreement for the Slovenian. Sesko is reportedly keen to join a team capable of fighting for domestic and European trophies, although he recently admitted that he wants his development as a player to be prioritised by his next club. If reports, and it's not even reports, actually, it's just a journalist's opinion. If you're going to be second fiddle to Kai Havertz, then for you, what's the difference? Because again, a year can change things. I don't know, but we heard you didn't, one, that you wanted to stay there to continue to your development last year, and 2, you was concerned you wouldn't play ahead of Kai Havertz. What has changed? Is it because a year you feel more rounded? Have Arsenal lied to you rather than tell you the truth last year? I don't know, people. But yeah, man, I do want to see you start the season. I don't think you are. I'm actually concerned with what our starting 11 is going to look like at the start of the year, because I don't know if Kivior is going to be here, even though I like him. Magalhaes is on the recovery. Timber's on the recovery. I don't know if they're going to be available for the first game of the season. So what the hell is going to be the back line? Dark, really. But yeah, man, if you're looking at for Gyökeres, he's still linked with several clubs. Napoli are ready to battle it out with Arsenal to sign Gyökeres. I mean, they just won the league. Italian league's good. Lovely food, way of life, all that kind of stuff. It would make sense, really. Barcelona's sporting director Deco said they're not looking at Gyökeres. The sporting star is said to be wanted by both Arsenal and obviously Manchester United. Smash the like button if you haven't. Let me know your thoughts. How we not got 100 likes, people? We're flirting with 78 as we progress. I'm going to get back to you lot's comments, but I know some of you lot just like to get over the news and whatnot. And this, I actually saw this. What would you lot think? You're Viktor Gyökeres. You have 4 options this summer. You stay at Sporting. You move to Arsenal or Liverpool and challenge for the Premier League / Champions League. You join Man United for the challenge of making them great again. You make the move to Napoli and play with McTominay. Banter. To be fair, McTominay's living a movie. Gyökeres is linked with Atletico Madrid as well, people. So yeah, new club, everybody's onto him. We've gone over the Zubamendi stuff, but I think one of their directors or their president has said, we told Martin to go to the national team calmly to think about it. We'd like him to stay. We know there are several options. Some may come to fruition or not. I don't see it happening in the short term. We don't see it that way, so you have to wait and see. Some say the reason for the delay is due to, when they want this signing to fall under certain accountancy periods. I'd love for him to stay at Sociedad. Our duty is to find solutions in the case he leaves. What he has done stuck with me. Okay, whatever that means. Arsenal are one of the clubs interested in Brentford winger Mbeumo. Bring him. I don't care what no one tells me. He can deputise for Saka and rotate in for him on the right-hand side. Obviously can play through the middle. Slap him left wing. You and Wanyeri can get game time on the left. Come on, they can do that. Arsenal are keeping tabs on Mbeumo. Apparently, Romano said there are several clubs interested. Newcastle, Arsenal, many clubs. So let me say that Man United, Newcastle, all the clubs monitoring the player. Let's see what's going to happen there for Mbeumo. But for sure, an interesting situation. I don't think we're going to sign him for what it's worth. Thomas Frank, who's been linked with the scum down the road, has said it's impossible to replace him and it will cost a lot. Brentford ain't even missed diving told. Credit to Brentford's recruitment. You've got Wisa and Mbeumo. You did have Ollie Watkins, and you obviously sold him. I'm missing some. Tony was there, and no doubt they've probably got the next striker. They've got another striker in their club. Brentford scouting, better yet, is second to none, man. And they're going to make a handsome profit on the 6.5 million they spent on him in 2019. He's got 70 goals and 51 assists in 242 appearances. So he's not the most prolific. He has got 20 goals and 9 assists in all comps this year. All of his goals and 8 of those assists came in the 38 games in the Prem. Even that, him and Visa double figures. It's unheard of. What has Tom? Well, at Arsenal with 2 players, let alone 1. It's clear that if he has to, and before I carry on, Thomas Frank actually kind of said a few months ago we had a fight to keep hold of him last year, and we were linked with him last year. It's clear that if he has to be sold, it must be for a nice amount. It is a lot, mucho, really a lot. Then it is clear that it's impossible to replace him for one. It cannot be done. There's a reason why he costs X number of £1 million, and we don't have X number of £1 million to buy for. I would say that I'd be surprised if a lot of big clubs don't look at him. I'd be surprised with what he has to offer. How many wingers score 20 goals for a mid-table club, and with 7 assists plus his work ethic and character, all these things that he has a lot, so he's a good player. But you don't need to convince me, Thomas Frank, man. You need to convince these lot. As the most profitable club in Premier League history, Arsenal can easily spend over 200 million with no PSR concerns this summer. What do you lot make of that? Crystal Palace would like Eze to sign a new contract with them, despite interest from fellow Premier League clubs, Arsenal and Spurs, as well as City. João Pedro has been slapped with a 70 million price tag, as Arsenal apparently consider entering the transfer race. I like him. I think he's versatile. I think he needs to calm down, because you've seen him do that. But I do think he's got a bit of a nasty streak. I don't think we're in for him. I think we might like him. We got to remember he cost 35 million, so they're going to want to at least double that. Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa are all linked with him. He scored 10 goals in 27 games last term, and he did miss the last 2 games of the season as his manager left him out after a bust up in training with a teammate. Dang. Moving mad. Arsenal are ready to sign a number 9. Apparently, we're linked with a 17-year-old at Blackburn Rovers, who's also an England international. Shout out to Raheem Sterling's kid, who's joined Arsenal as well. I get the younger one signed up. Who knows? You might play for our first team one day, man. And I mean, you might score in the Prem for us, and you can banter your dad a bit. We have been linked with Jamie Gittins. Apparently, Chelsea are weighing up a bid for Gittins after holding talks with Dortmund. He's expected to cost 50 million quid. Chelsea, man. Buy Garnacho, man. Buy Garnacho. You don't need Gittins. You don't need Nico Williams, who's been name dropped here. A move for Gittins would fit with their strategy. You know, they've still got Jadon Sancho. Chelsea like Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike, but see him as too expensive at 84 million. There's long-term interest in Leipzig's Benjamin Šeško, who's wanted by Arsenal. Boy. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. We know we're not getting Rodrigo, but apparently Arsenal target Rodrigo has been handed a deadline to convince everyone he belongs at Real Madrid, as per the report. Apparently, he has to use this Club World Cup to convince Xabi Alonso. Really? Do we really believe that? If you do, fair enough. Declan Rice was named in the Champions League team of this season. Saka's been called arrogant for the F1 stuff. It's funny. Man United apparently have drawn up a 4-striker shortlist in terms of the strikers they want now. Forget Man United, but Arsenal fans. Any of you having Osimhen, Jonathan David, Koulibaly, or Mateta? Of the 4 here, if it were just on footballing ability, not wages and all that jazz, Osimhen and Mateta, you can leave the rest for me. I'm not keen on Koulibaly. No, I hear it. Jonathan David could be part of the squad. Market opportunity, free transfer. No, not for me. I'd rather just invest heavily into a left winger, whoever that is, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, we have gone over that. Arsenal are set to miss out on Igor Jesus, as he looks to be one of several players to go to Nottingham Forest. He's been linked with Arsenal, Newcastle, Brentford, Everton, Leeds United. I wonder if Edu's doing favours over them sides. Apparently, Gyökeres has been told to reject a move to Arsenal in favour of joining Real Madrid. Are Real Madrid going in for him? It appears that Arsenal have Sesko as the front runner, so I'm not too sure where we're going with that. Is there anything new here? Garnacho would like to stay in the Premier League. Chelsea, buy him, and that frees up Gittins for us. Fair enough. So, yeah, we've gone over that. Should we spin the block on Google and see if there's anything else? Arteta on. Let me see what the gaffer said here. You know what? The season's done. Let's be a bit mellow. Big up Ian Wright for meeting Miles Lewis Skelly and Wanyeri, man. Shout out the 2 star boys. What have you said here, gaffer? Arteta on time off, movies, barbecues, and superpowers. No time off for no one, man. What will you be doing in the holidays that's not football related. I'll be heading to Spain first and spending some time with my family. We've organized a few birthday parties because I have 3 boys and 3 of them are born from June. Damn. So already have 3 big birthday parties organized. A lot of the family are coming, friends as well. So we're going to gather together. That's the plan. Then we'll go abroad for a week like we always do, somewhere quiet that we can be the 5 of us, spend some time in privacy. I mean, big up you, spend time with the little one and the kids. The little one at the moment, when we go on holidays, he goes on my shoulders and doesn't want to leave me alone for the whole holiday. The other 2 are a bit older, but very active. We're planning a lot of sports, hiking, and obviously the connection with the sun and the water. I love it during the summer, so I take the opportunity to do that. I would love to be able to freeze moments, pause, look around, and enjoy the presents. That's true, but we need to seize the presents because the Real Madrid thing's tired. And you know what? I do admire, like I said, there's a lot. I like a lot of how Arteta views life, coaching, all that stuff. I just like my club more. He seems quite stoic. He said one of his favorite movies is Gladiator. Same. I like you a lot, you know, but you need to get me some trophies. I mean, listen, obviously he's a manager. He needs to, you know, he knows how to maintain his mental well-being. What is your favorite food to cook? He's talking about running barbecues. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? It should be to go back in time. Go back in time to certain transfer windows and whatnot. What superpower would you like have, people? But let's see what he's saying. I'm going to go for 2. One would be the capacity to heal people. Banter. Yeah, that would have helped. That would be for sure the one. If I could keep everyone safe and healthy and I had the power to do that, there's nothing better to do in life. True, and from footballing perspectives, you saw our season. The second one, if I could freeze moments and pause, look around and enjoy the present moment, because things go that fast. And in this society, everything is 100 miles per hour, like Martinelli. It'd be great to say, stop in this moment and read your body language, how we're feeling about it, what we're doing, and say, okay, now I'm ready to go to the next one. We've just seen supporters from all different parts of the world. And when you look at their smiles, they all have the Arsenal shirt. It's the capacity that football has to unite and connect people around the world with one passion, a football club, a player, or something that makes you feel in a special way. It's just fascinating. If I could have a superpower, what would it be? Mind reading, mind control, mind reading, anything around that kind of stuff. Teleport. Healing. Yeah, man. Healing, I hear that. Self-healing. Yeah, man. I'd say that, man. But, so, yeah, man. Big up you lot, man. We've been flying through these things today. We've only got 90 likes, people. Don't boy. And now we can get back into what you lot are saying in the chat. Martinelli is decent enough to be an impact sub on the left, not consistent enough. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying it in a disingenuous way. Kai Havertz, you can help us through a 38-game calendar. Martinelli, Trossard, the same. Marino, the same. But you can't help. You can't help us in the capacities that you're at now. We need upgrades. Sesko was a striker we needed 2 or 3 years ago. Now and that's where the club's been shagged, because yeah, I agree. Now you want people that right now. Now we need the complete players who's ready to win now. That's Gyökeres or Osimhen. I just pray that Sesko hits the ground running, man. Gyökeres is the man getting through the door. DG, watch guy play more second striker next year. He'll go back to his Bayern days. I mean, you know what? Imagine Sesko was through the door. Havertz never got injured and Odegaard was stinking up the place. I reckon you see Kai Havertz playing that Odegaard role. And I know for a fact, well, not for a fact, because I ain't spoken to them, but I just know there's the nastiest attacking phases of play going to be worked on in pre-season. That long ball to David Raya, Kai Havertz wins the flick on, or Sesko or whatever. It's going to be nasty. We really might be a rugby team, but as long as we win, who cares, man? People offering 70 million for Martinelli. Be a myth. That's a myth. I would love Isaac, but you know we're not getting Isaac. If we get Sesko, I think we have to follow it with Rodrigo to get some X factor in this team. Facts. But what is this? The second year in a row they're talking about X factor. Lookman is the guy. Williams is a prima donna. How can we not be looking at Lookman? That XG stat is so insignificant. It doesn't account for moments of brilliance. It's also misleading. And when people can't convert their chances, it makes their performance look worse. And even that, what does it tell us? For the number of years that we've known, we're not putting the ball in the back of the net. You can do all this smart nerd field tilt XG stuff. You still need to put the ball in the back of the net. No matter what way we shape it. Still need to. Goals change games, especially where you look at the semi-finals in the Champions League, where there's obviously other factors as to why we never won. But one does wonder. Now, granted, clinical players with X factor, they could miss these moments, but one does wonder. Even in the game at the Emirates, to be fair, but definitely the first 20 minutes in the second leg, goals change games. If you put 1, 2, 3 of them balls in, who knows where PSG are? But we can only deal with the facts. We can talk about it, but PSG, deserved champions. We got explaining to do, man. Appreciate you, comrade. One love for the super chat. DG, technicalities will separate us from Liverpool and City. We lack that, while City is linked to Lyon and AC Milan, lads. Liverpool verts, we lack that. Exactly. I just think we need, like a couple of you said, we need some individual quality. We need some X factor. We need to really, really, really find different ways of playing. I do think there's an element of us needing to even more now chug out results when we're just at our worst, when things have gone wrong. You look at the 14 draws, all different reasons of drawing, maybe red cards. Maybe we've had to come back in a game where we've shot ourselves in the foot. You know, there's many different draws. The way we drew against, well, the 2 draws against Liverpool, the 2 draws in isolation against Brighton might be very different as to how we drew against Aston Villa or Chelsea. But there needs to be an element of, we've been crap today, can we still win? Because they're their games. Yeah, we've got the same amount of losses as Liverpool. And I more think the defeats we've had this season have come off the back of typically Europe or a condensed fixture calendar list, or there's injuries and we're spent. We obviously need to look at that. But the draws, bro. Like, yeah, people can say, oh, we got 4 draws and we had all these injuries. 4 losses. We had all these injuries, brother. 14 draws. You can't just say that is down to just one refereeing decision, or just say it's just refereeing or injuries or tactics or the players. It's everything. People like to just, and I know it's an easier way of life, but people just like to look at one factor and say, yeah, that's why we lost it. Even the last few years when people are like, oh, but Zinchenko lost us the league and this one happened. Bro, there's 38 Premier League games. And if you're in a scenario where you're relying on someone like Zinchenko defensively in a must-win game, who built the squad? It's not making sense. Apparently, Gyökeres has verbally agreed a deal. Hope he joins Arsenal. He's the finished article striker. Not gonna lie, Partey ain't a Barca type 6. In my opinion, it won't happen. They got Casado, who's perfect for them. Just seems like nonsense. But if they genuinely want Partey, I couldn't begrudge him. Sunny Spain, it's Barcelona. They just won a title. You're not gonna get as much money as you could get at Arsenal, but I hear it. Cherky's a bar. I'm jealous. I'm not really jealous of signings, but in terms of how he plays, we need Cherky. I'm jealous of what Verts could be for Liverpool as well, but let me just look at my own stuff, man. It is what it is. Big up yourself, K, man. Appreciate you. And yeah, we did go over that. Man United, Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle, all interested in Mbeumo. I want Mbeumo, man. Good. And that's the thing. Unpopular opinion. I like the fact that Arteta's life is a contradiction. So is football, right? I like the fact he's stubborn. I like the fact that he focuses on micromanaging and defending and that. That's got us to this point. But as I said, life's a contradiction. Need to dial it back a bit. Need to have different ways of playing. Like how many times? 9 times out of 10, everything we do in a game, it goes to plan. But when something's thrown left, we die on our sword. 85th minute subs, predictable, moving it to the left and the right. Keep all of that. But sometimes we might just need to say, you know what, forget this inverted left back stuff. Need a left back who's just going to bomb down. We might need, typically the we're not going to sign them, but the Santis, the Mesut Ozils, the Jack Wilsheres, those players that are very good in the pockets, we might need them because it's kind of bait sometimes. You're lumping it long where you've got one striker. Teams are clocking, you're locking down Saka. Well, you're trying to lock down Saka. 3-4 players up against him. The left-hand side is not really offering stuff. You got Declan Rice making that run. We need more, man. Sesko not have a personal agreement with the English club. Gyökeres is given a verbal agreement to join the Gunners. Viktor Gyökeres has agreed personal terms. We're gonna have to see 5-0 in a final. It's horrible. And big up Diego Simeone, but he was, and I mean, he's getting to finals, but everyone was saying bring Simeone in and that. Could you imagine if my manager or a lot of other managers got rubbed out 5-0? 5 kids are coming off the bench for PSG. It's dark. PSG's playing style is great, man. You're seeing wingers swap. You're seeing them do the defensive due diligence and still scoring. That is what Mikel Arteta is trying to do on steroids. Shout out to Luis Enrique, magnificent gaffer. And it's funny. It's all about the team, innit? They've got players with X factor, obviously not to the standard typically. Well, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia is good, but you get the point. It's not Messi, Neymar, and Neymar missing someone else out, Mbappe. But they're a better team now, and it sounds crazy to say that. And I did look at Dembele in that false 9 role and think, like Mbappe, that could have been you. And I want Arteta to find some sort of solution sometimes. I know you've made Merino a striker and you've done a couple other things like Luis Skelly, but I look at Luis Enrique, a couple of players that were considered damaged goods at PSG. He's getting something there. He was crystal clear in the talent idea of what he wanted. He revamped Dembele. We all know he can play through the middle, but revamped the false 9. I look at what's his name at Liverpool? Slot. Now we're going to see what Slot's about. Obviously, we've seen his playing style, and I'm sure Liverpool fans, they're far more educated on it than me, that could tell the differences between how Klopp plays and how Slot plays, well, when they were Liverpool gaffer. But now you're going to see what he's going to do. There's no trend. You know, I don't know if, I think they're going to bring in a midfield. I don't know if Gravenberch in the 6 is going to persist. I don't think he's keen on Darwin Núñez. Sometimes you have to get a bit more out of what you've got. And I think he needs that, man. So, yeah, man. I like Mbeumo too. He's a baller. Agreed. I said if we get Sesko, we must follow it up with Rodrigo. You need to get me someone, man. Because they need to wait. I don't want to see articles coming out about X Factor is required if we go out the champs. You lot have known nothing that Arsenal need this season is new under the sun, beyond the obvious, man. Apparently, Gyökeres has agreed to deal verbally. Hope we sign him. Gyökeres scores a lot coming in from the left. Can he be a left winger? And we get Sesko too. Don't really want to shoehorn them, man. They in the squad. Give me Rodrigo and either Sesko or Gyökeres, and we're good to go, DG. They moan about everything. No wonder players don't want to join. I have a dream that we'll begin a new project with a new manager someday. Damn. So Pep realized a few years ago that his system needs tinkering and changing, but yet Arteta is still stuck with the same way, trying to do the same thing 5 years ago. There's no improvement. I hear you, but that's not true, is it? Like year in these last 2 years, yeah, but the last 3 years, in fact, even back then, because I've seen him play with back three, the last 3 years, we have not played the same way. We really haven't. There's been changes. This year, I think he's stagnated. I need to see a change. That left wing is big. I like Rodrigo, but I think it's unlikely. I like Bacola a lot. I got a lot of time for Bacola, but in reality, yeah, when you break it down, if you slap Sesko, Saka, and Bacola on this left-hand side, as you've seen in the 2 games we played against Bacola, as you saw actually in the Champions League final, clearly got a good attitude, clearly a good lad. But he needs a lot of polishing as well, you know. So again, that's 2 players that need a bit of development. Saka's the only one that's kind of that win now mode kind of rhetoric, if it makes sense. DG, Sesko and Rodrigo / Bacola would be cold. It would. I know we're not getting Rodrigo. I want to look like an idiot, of course, but yeah, man. Sane is Sterling part 2. We need to stop this crap. Sesko isn't the guy. I like him too, but he isn't the guy to win us trophies. He's the project striker. We need the finished article striker. He is. But unpopular opinion, I don't think Gyökeres is the striker to win us trophies. And I don't think Sesko is either. I have a hard... Obviously, these players can make the difference. Remember when Van Persie went to United, but I think it's a fallacy if we just assume one guy is gonna drag it. Because even if those 14 games were half, then yeah, there might be games Sesko or Gyökeres scores and obviously win us some of them and convert them. What if we won them games when these men were playing crap? My point is we need a squad. It's a 38-game calendar, man. It's jarring though, man. Yeah, saying Arteta doesn't improve attackers is cap, man. DG Martinelli was all Emre. I'm not giving that to Arteta. Come on. It's not making sense. I hear you, but I'm not even trying to back Arteta. I just can't sit here and lie to you lot if I don't think it's the truth. Did Emre get Martinelli 15 goals or whatever? Come on, man. I did like the more freedom that Emre gave Martinelli. And he's more structured. I think that left-hand side is like a sacrificial lamb, but that's not true. We'll come top 2 this year. I hope it's not 2. Saka was God-given talent. If anything, Arteta held him back. I hear that, but you still got to facilitate it. Like, come on, man. You by all means have criticisms of the manager and whatnot. I have it because I also wonder how much better Saka would be if we released the shackles. But come on, like critique with one hand, praise with the other. It's not making sense. You can't do that. Sesko doesn't play in a similar system to us. It's just another excuse for why he needs to adapt. The transfer stinks. I mean, he can adapt as much as he wants. I'll tell you, you need to bring trophies. Like, I'm not going to get mad with no players. It's the people recruiting them now. Kai Havertz did not sign himself. Merino did not sign himself. Sesko is not signing himself. Whoever we think that signed new deals at any given period they didn't sign themselves. This is your squad now. It's been your squad for a while. We're also in for Mbappe, I wish. Mbeumo and Pedro. I take Mbeumo. He's what we need. I like Pedro, but I just think that one's capped 70 million. I don't know, man. This fraud Edu signed Marquinhos for us, but goals and signed Jair for Forest. Mintai is an extremely good young player to have coming off the bench. The only issue is Brighton paid Newcastle a lot for him to help with PSR. People told me Sesko is better for low blocks. Sporting's average 60%. RB play counter-attacking football. You see these frauds. Man, just say things to sound excited, man. I'm cool with either one, bro. You bring me Gyökeres, I'm ecstatic. You bring me Sesko, I'm cool. At this point, I'm going over the same things. Why does everything need to be perfect for Arteta to win a trophy? Why aren't other managers complaining like him? I think it's more fans. Fans think anything in life, anything that you lot have achieved, myself the same in life, yeah, it's not just a straight path. There's other little things. If we're genuinely thinking there's going to be no refereeing decisions, no injuries, all the tactics are going to correlate, there's going to be no spanners in the works, that's not how life works. It's not. It's not. And I feel we've done that. And I'm at the point now, either way, there's been 3 years now where we've been in these conversations. The bottom line is we have not got over the line. I'm past the stage of being happy or angry or whatever. It's just, that's my thing. Being got over the line, what needs to be done? And throughout these 50 minutes, we've clearly been speaking about such, man. It is what it is in that regards, man. Big up views on sport, man. Tried to get you on the weekend, man, but need to get some fan shows going, man. Stay tuned, man. We're gonna get some negotiations, man. It's only 1 year, Thomas. We want you for. Then you can go with our blessing. And don't get it twisted. If Partey stays, we all know you need to put a blank mark next to centre mid for the summer of 2026. For everyone who is in favour of Isak, they will love Sesko because there are a lot of similarities in his. I don't know, man. I like Sesko. I've been saying that, but you're not as pretty as you're. I'm just here. I just need you to be a robot. I need you to be a robot. I don't know. Garcia is going over them sides. It's pictures like that convinced me on Sesko. We must keep Partey 1 more year. He's so important for us in centre mid, but we do need to add 2 creative midfielders. Until I see a player in an Arsenal shirt, I can't believe anything. I'm here with that. I agree with that. And you know what the journalists are going to do. These other teams are trying to pressure Arsenal into paying more. I don't think they are serious. Boy, how is it a secret where we all know? Hey, you have to laugh sometimes, you know. You actually have to. Like, anyone paying 80 million for Sesko is mad. Sesko being linked to other big teams is fake news apart from United. White, Gabriel, Calafiori, MLS. DG, is it true Sesko can speak English? Not a clue. I'd imagine he must have some grasp of the English language, to be honest, because it goes underrated. But, you know, for economic migrants, like footballers are essentially, or anyone in working life, regardless of the country, England 9 times out of 10, and English can be a kind of modern language that everyone kind of speaks. So it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, man. Other clubs clocked how Arsenal pay over the odds for players, so they will try and hustle Arsenal for more coin. White, Saliba, Cala, MLS. What are you referring to there? Junior Films, one love, my guy. Smash the lights, as Fargo said. To be honest, I want a striker that we know is going to score goals no matter what. I don't want the project thing. It's enough. We need a killer. I agree, man, but I like Sesko. And at the end of the day, like, he's going to get my support. If you sign for Arsenal, I can cry about Gyökeres being my first choice until I'm blue in the face. But if this is what I'm being given, this is what I'm being given, man. I'd love Alvarez, but you got any reason to leave Atletico? You clearly liked, you know, doing your thing. You got a bag of Argentine man over there as well. I'd imagine the weather and all of that in Spain is more aligned to what you experienced in South America and Argentina, and you just signed for them. So for a variety of reasons, it's not making sense, man. But I would love him. It'd be disappointed to not see Gyökeres in the Prem, though. Even if he doesn't come to us, I do want to see what he's made of. I can't lie. If he doesn't come to the Prem, if he doesn't sign for Arsenal, I don't care what he does in. If you sign for one of the pagans, the game's the game, innit? Like, I want to be able to say, boy, this is why we don't trust the Portuguese league. But I think he's a baller, man. If I was Gyökeres, I'd be skeptical about Man U. That striker role in that system in the PL is a bit of a myth. I hear it, but if I'm Gyökeres, generally, it all depends. Yeah, I'm not going to have Champions League football, but I know Amarin, he is the reason, quote unquote, I'm getting this love in the footballing world now because you took a chance on me. It's still Man United. I know that doesn't ring true, but it's still an attraction. It's Man United. It's the Premier League. Respectfully, I like Xerxes, but he can play up front. Højlund, not really doing the business. If you're Gyökeres, do you really think you can't take their spots? Really? Like, as even Sesko, it's the same as us. Do you really think you can't take Marino and Kai Havertz's spots? Them man are not strikers. You are meant to be a striker traditionally. We all know how the roles get interlapped. I've got the nastiest of agendas for you, Gyökeres, if you don't sign for Arsenal. especially, and the first stop will be Brighton. Brighton that signs players from all the continents, South America, North America, Africa, the West Indies. I had to throw us in there for no reason, everywhere. And they got Gyökeres, and you never got a chance there. The alarm bells. And to be fair, we don't know what's going on, but it seems like Gyökeres is available for a steal. And maybe this is the calm before the storm, but it feels like there's a reluctance. But as we know, we're not even, I know with the Club World Cup and the window's a bit weird, it opens and then shuts and opens. I'm not going to say movements are not being made, and I'm not saying be calm for the sake of it, but it does feel like the calm before the storm in the transfer market. It's going to accelerate. Whether we're going to be part of that and happy is another thing. Shout out, Sasha. Why not go for both strikers? This is what I was on. That's what I was on. I would love the projects, Sesko and Gyökeres, but the financial outlay is probably a myth. If you do that, then I think we'd have to concede. Obviously, in the ideal world, you get 2 strikers and a left winger, but we'd have to concede Martinelli, Trossard. That's our options on that left-hand side. And we still got to probably find a couple of quid for a goalie and some defensive reinforcements. And Sociedad still need to get around their money for Zubamendi. Again, I keep saying it. I feel sorry for Berta, man. You're not going to be able to do everything, innit? You've got Marquinhos gone. Technically, you've got Marquinhos gone. Tavares obligation, so he's gone. If Ramsdale leaves Southampton, there's probably a sell-on clause that we're due there. Probably the same with Mika Berev. Got to find a home for Nelson. If you don't know already, got to get the Zubamendis, the Sesko/Gyökeres over the line. Got to get this Partey thing over the line. Got to sort out what's going on with Zini. Imagine there'd be some level of interest with Kivior. Got to sort out a bunch of new deals for Wanyeri, Miles Lewis, Skelly, Saliba, Saka, Magalhaes. Probably miss it. Trossard, technically, based on reports. Not expecting this all to be done in one window. But fucking hell, mate. Like, you're not going to sleep a wink. Yeah, big up McTominay. Then our entire squad. No, we don't. Big up McTominay, though. Spurs win 1 little Europa League and Riley's here on the shameless thing. What? Gyökeres is still being linked to Arsenal, but he's looking like a plan B. If we don't get Sesko over the line, we should be looking at Osimhen and Mbeumo, João Pedro as option C attackers. I'll take Pedro for the squad, and you can play through the middle, but you're not the cold-hearted number 9. If we of the 3, I don't think we're getting Osimhen. Bring me Mbeumo. How much is he rumored to go for? Got to be like 60, 70. Who are you referring to? Mbeumo. I reckon 50, 60 does it. I'd take Gyökeres. I think everyone likes him. Yeah, that you at Brentford's cold. I don't see the attraction on 50 for Mbeumo from Arsenal. I need a right-footed left winger. Give Wanyeri a route to develop. Where? I hear it. I'm just sticking to my board. Isaac, Alvarez, Latoro, Gyökeres, Sesko. Any of those are cool with me. I'm a big fan of Latoro Martinez, and I've got no case study for it, but I don't think he would work at Arsenal, if I'm honest with you. The worst thing is Arteta keeps messing with us, saying Kai this and that about Kai. Not even the acknowledgement he made a mistake buying a few players. Get rid of them both. I hear you. I think people are harsh on Kai. I don't think we should have bought him. But I don't think he's as useless as people make out. Is he pretty? Should he be a main player? Should Arteta have this love for him that he does? Beyond the obvious, I'm with you lot. But I think people are harsh. But at the end of the day, Arteta's got to hold that, man. We failed upwards with Kai Havertz. Like, this summer just needs to make sense. Get a striker who's scoring goals. We're doing too much galaxy brain stuff. Like, this guy can do all of these things. We need to just keep to our guns, man. I don't understand it. And we failed upwards with Kai Havertz. The striker thing, we found something. Big up DJ. I'd rather Kudus and Eze. Bring Eze. Kudus, I like him, but something just tells me he'd really want to insist on playing on the right-hand side. What's happening with Zubamendi? When you find it, let me know. 70 for Pedro. Crazy, isn't it? Get me Rangers and Eze. Our midfield is too rigid. We need creative midfielders. Pure dreaming by unrealistic fans. I think you mean fans. We don't have unlimited money, and not all players want to join us. Guessing and barling, pointless. See if Uber and Amazon will deliver some players. Can easily spend big money in the summer, and actually doing it is 2 different things. Those at board level are too chatty. Believe it when I see it. I hear it. And that's where, maybe Arteta shouldn't have identified Kai Havertz, and then Edu, Chelsea couldn't believe their luck. Couldn't believe their luck. 65 million plus the wages. Boy. Big up Belembo. Gittins is not it. Boy. Mateta for me. Osman is clear. The rest of them, no. Jonathan David. I wouldn't cry. It's a market opportunity. Could be a good player, but no, I'm not on it. Liao, I'm not on it, man. I'm on it, but I'm not. I'm having Liao, but Arteta's really got to work with him. I'm not on it because I just can't see us doing it. I cannot see us. I like the player, but I don't even want to give it thought. I actually don't think we're getting Nico Williams and Liao. I think both players take us around the houses. Of course, don't want to be negative. Hope we're wrong. We can shop higher. Koulibaly banged at Juventus, but it's a bit the amount of attackers that go Italy and start looking decent and go elsewhere and they're not the same. That Lee's got question marks. DG cracks me up. He's like a teacher. We've gone over that. Everyone saying Leo was mad. The laziest player ever. Portuguese Rashford turns up when he feels like it. And that's what I mean by a lot of work. Like, if he buys into it on a consistent basis, Bob's your uncle. But it's people will get gassed. A shiny new toy. Of course, he's capable of magic. But yeah, you'll be seriously disappointed if you feel Leo's of a level we think. Of course, listen, I'm not going to get vexed at the journalists for making up stories, bro. The game's the game. Everyone's got to get paid. They're capping, man. That's cute, Arteta, but win us trophies. Tell them again. DG, we have to think, in case it don't work out, the next manager, Conte or Flick, hypothetically. I'm having Flick. I don't think Conte would work at Arsenal. You saying Luis Enrique, man? Says Fabregas, how's everything? Jabi Alonso, give us a bell if the Real Madrid thing don't work. Get a front three of Martinelli, Sesko, Saka, or Martinelli, Gyökeres, Saka. Get Gyökeres, please. You don't know I love Martinelli, but we're still trying to win serious things with Martinelli as part of the front three. Crazy. This is what we support. Arteta chilling, giving his mates jobs and brown envelopes, making some excuses and having a big family. We don't need a cleaning lady. The cabinet is empty. Technically, if it's catching up dust, then yeah. DG Defo a fishman. What? Careful. Careful, lad. Careful, lad. Careful. We need to win, man. Which one is Arsenal going for? I don't know, man. Don't say you like Mikel, DG. Everyone will cry. The thing is, I like Mikel, but I just feel with the guy, there's too many extremes. He's either bare shit, you do no right, or he's crap. There is some of us that, yeah, you've done this well, but we can't keep waffling about the past. You're not the guy. I like, away from Arsenal, I like a lot about you, Arteta. I just like my club more. And the difference with me is, if I rate you, I need to hold you to those standards. I feel Arteta, they want to gas him. He's like the Phil Foden of management at times, man. I'm still going to keep peddling that agenda. Or Cole Palmer scoring against no one's in the Conference League. I see a couple Chelsea fans in here. I'm trying to rattle people. We need Lookman. Lookman links seem to have gone quiet, though, man. It seems like it's gone quiet. No one ain't onto him again. Why doesn't Saka play left wing and Wanyeri play right wing? Save some money on the left winger. Wanyeri go left wing, man. Keep Saka on that side. I'd take Osimhen over both Gyökeres and Sesko. Gyökeres wants bread, broski. He just wants bread. He's not. I think he's checked out. I'm getting paid. Like, I'm going Saudi. I'm getting paid. I don't care about nothing else. But I'll go get your boy Alvarez. It's not going to happen. Gyökeres is the best 9 to get, DG. To be honest, I don't get why they don't go for Vlahovic. He's cheaper and even better, in my opinion, than Sesko. But Sesko is the new shiny object, I guess. There was a time I rated Vlahovic. That one there, safe. Forget it. Horrible. It's not going to work. Gyökeres is similar to Tevez. You need different types of strikers for different tactics. Sesko is too similar to Havertz. I hear it. According to Sky Germany, it's Viktor Gyökeres. Most of your draws this season, you conceded your only shot on target. But it's rather than think and look and analyze and have genuine conversation, it's easy to just, it's just this, it's just that, it's the third. It's easy for people to do that. Bro, the draw to Everton, nasty. The 2 draws to Everton, nasty. Nasty. And let's not even get started on the points dropped from winning positions collectively. I think Arteta needs to find that balance, man. Yeah, he needs to free up the shackles, man. Keep micromanaging, but you need to loosen up a bit. Let the players do their thing, man. We should have been the first club making moves, same old Arsenal so far. Technically, we sold Marquinhos, but I hear it. We need a variety of centre mids and strikers for different games and tactics. If Arteta doesn't have the tactics, then the next manager will have this, whoever it is. I hear that. DG, your defence is solid. If you score, the chances you had kill games, you've left too many games on balance while you're 1-0 up. Tell them again. And you know what? The same is, I look at Aston Villa. I look at the 2 games against Brighton, especially the 2 against Brighton, because they're mad. Fans want to waffle about In the away game, the VAR, the Saliba penalty, the one at the Emirates, I was there, the Declan Rice one. And they always forget, when we went down to 10 men, we actually had chances. You got to kill games before they kill you. There's been times where we've won games or come back from behind where teams could have deaded us and didn't dead us. DG, Arsenal have led 40% of games this season, top 3 in the league. So what does that tell me? We're not as good as some people think we are. It's not as bad, and we're not as bad as people think we are. We need to take it and go to the next level. And I must admit, already I've emotionally checked out, and I mean that in a nice way. And now obviously I'm going to be here supporting and whatnot, but dreaming, I can't dream because we keep doing the same things. When I see us act differently in certain aspects, then maybe. Zubimendi is the one link I'm not sold on. How comes? I'd love Mbeumo at Arsenal, Josh me as well, man. I don't think it's going to happen, but I want him, man. DG, honestly, the fluidity and attack levels Barca and PSG have is definitely what Arteta's been trying to do, but everyone in the higher-ups, including him, are to blame for not getting the profiles, though. But he has to hold his corner as well, because I'm not, obviously I'm exaggerating, but bro, look at what he's doing with some of the piece. What attackers have you brought in? Yeah, I get it, different priorities, we need to do different things. Who have you brought in? The best attackers are the guys that have been here, quote unquote, or guys that have failed upwards. Whether you like him or not, Marino's done his little thing up front. Kai Havertz was meant to be in centre mid. Fair enough. Gabriel Jesus, that worked until we got injured, and it's never quite been the same since. Cool. Who else? Trossard, I'll give you that. You brought him in. He's been all right. And I'm exaggerating, but Marquinhos, Willian, it never banged. When you had a Aubameyang, it worked. Lacazette, to a degree, for all of what Lacazette was, it worked. Saka's come through the academy. You've more perfected that. 1 year, he's not really been blooded, but you get where we're going. Fair enough. Odegaard, 30 million. I think we got value for that, even though he needs to buck up his ideas. Yeah, really. When there's been P's, you haven't really been going for attackers. Defenders, cool. Goalies, cool. Because I like that your approach. I trust you with defenders. I actually trust you with goalkeepers. I trust you with this Rice 8 stuff. The final third, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're on. You need to show me something. If I'm honest, man. I think Partey will stay. But good narrative, though. What narrative? Yeah, nearly at 67k. We're not stopping until we get, well, we're not stopping, but we need to get to 70,000 this year, man. We have to. Big up you lot, man. We can't do it alone. Need you lot. What's the breaking news? Bro, I'll harm myself if Kai starts up top for us next season. Yeah, relax, bro. Don't harm yourself over football. So that's crazy. I do agree we need new attackers, but are you not worried about the creativity issues we have? If that's not solved, a better striker would be a bonus, but still the same issues. Ahmed, what you're saying is kind of what I've been alluding to. I'm having Bacola, but I don't think we've improved to the scale we can this year, Jimmy. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Love the Cola shout. Due clearly locked up role he's left out. Huh? Question, DG, which outstanding attacker has Arteta brought that has earned him the love from fans to back him in overruling Berta to get Sesko over Gyökeres? Berta has done more identifying attackers. I hear it, but how do we know? How do we know? I know we heard that Berta is a fan of Gyökeres. How do we know he's not a fan of Sesko? How do we not know? We don't actually know anything. We don't know if he's gone against him. But yeah, I don't think Arteta's bought any outstanding attacker. Hopefully that changes this summer. Gyökeres has great carrying abilities and can, I think you mean bang, but maybe Sesko has abilities that will work in the PL. One thing about DG is that he keeps it the realist, sees the issues we have in multiple areas, including the manager. I appreciate that, man. I try, man. Disingenuous bollocks, grow up. Jimmy, what have I done? Same fuck me for. Free have Sesko and Gyökeres up front. Xavi Simons is Sesko double swoop. See, I like Xavi Simons, but I feel like overrated him. I think you're more hot and cold than I give you credit for. Arteta's system requires touchline wingers. If you're not on Saka's level of talent, he ain't improving you. If Arteta don't win us next season, he has to go. It's a fair question. Doué's a baller, but we're not getting Doué. We're not getting Doué. So, yeah, maybe one day, but yeah, we should. They're the guys you got to get when they're at Rennes, man. Once they end up in PSG, I mean, he didn't win the Champions League, but there's a very talented French player. We'll say that. It's not too late where it probably is. He's probably in Manchester. Sesko, great buy. This project striker talk is cap. Same ones would have said the same for Isaac and even worse, Omri. Eddie really picked Marquinhos over Cara during scouting. But Totally agree. I don't think the pressure that fans reflect is the pressure felt internally. The closest to Isaac is Ikatike. Oof. Roof. I'd love Eze, but 65 million. And are we going to go for Eze before we get Zubamendi through the door, Sesko through the door? How much do they rate Eze? How much are they in the race for Eze? I don't know. 60 odd million release clause. I don't know, man. You said what's our back four next year? Gabriel, injured, Timber. Oh, okay. Now I'm with you. Okay, now I'm with you, lot. Now I'm with you, lot. It's difficult to keep up, man. I would love Alvarez, but even if you're Julian Alvarez, I'm not saying Arsenal's not attractive or a nice club to play for, but are you, bro? You're not running. You're not running to do that. You're not running to leave already. Like uproot your family again. Nah, until I see Zubamendi holding the shirt on Arsenal.com dead. I like Sesko over Gyökeres, but him thriving depends on other signings. We need to sign him with Mbeumo so that there aren't unrealistic expectations on him. Solely relying on Sesko would be naive. Trust me, I've seen a lot of sporting games. I'm a big fan of the team, and Gyökeres isn't how it seems. So many red flags, Arsenal fans won't handle it. I hear you, but just in general, in life, I don't believe in trusting people who say trust me. Zertsky is underrated. He has the quality. I wouldn't say he's underrated, to be fair. Good player, just allergic to scoring. More of a playmaker. Spurs are going to snatch Gyökeres. Take your word for it. Sesko is going to go bang, but will it be soon enough if we sign him this window? It's a tough one for sure. It would have been nice if we signed him last summer. He's had this adaptation period and all that stuff. And I think it goes back to what a lot of you are saying in that 2-3 years ago, you might have entertained this. Now you want right now. But then when you peel it all back, one, if we sign Sesko, what are we going to do? You've got your striker. Now you can scream and shout about how much I want Gyökeres. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but how far does it go? If Sesko is going to be the guy, like Sesko looks to be the striker, Zubamendi looks to be coming in the midfield, Arteta isn't going anywhere today. Whether you, me, anyone wants that, we have to accept that. Like, and now let's find ways of how we can get to where we need to get to within these contexts. I'm not saying it's right, but reality is, what you're not going to do, throw them at the mouth. You can play Sesko or Gyökeres left wing, both fast enough to do so if you buy one. I'd rather play Sesko left wing, but I'd rather play none of them, bro. Bro, you're a humble guy, DG, the type to get socks for his birthday and say, gee, I needed these. You gotta be grateful, man. Obviously, I wouldn't want socks necessarily, but if someone took their hard-earned money and bought me anything, thank you. Like, thank you. And I must admit, I am at that age now, like 30. Well, I felt like this for the last few years. Someone gets me socks, it's kind of exciting, actually. Like, yeah, man. Someone bought you something, you might not think the world of it, but somebody thought of you. Like, in a day and age where everybody is so selfish, you know how self-indulged and selfish society is. Someone thought of me to get the to do that. Would have been great. Completely random, yeah. I'm a baller, you know. Sorry, people, I forgot to say. I just saw this upstairs. I got a signed Ben Mee shirt. I'm a baller. I played football kind of indirectly with and against Ben Mee in 5-a-side yesterday. Make sure you're following season 1. He said I got skills, and he meant it still. I got this because I was the best player. When the footage comes out, you're gonna see the Mazzolinis I was doing. Oh my god, I still think I can make it. Ben Mee gassed me. I can make it. I can definitely still make it. It's Jamie Vardy times a million, but we're going off topic. Wanyeri is a 10 now. Yeah, but you're young, man. You can play bare places and then solidify yourself. Saka was a right winger, but he didn't just start playing right wing for us. He played all about the place. We didn't fail upwards. We just failed. We failed upwards with Kai. Appreciate the super chat. What? Deluded, let's have... What? I don't know what you're saying there. I don't know what that means, but one love for the super chat, my boy. I don't want to add you or no Discords. This guy's moving mad. And the cult thing is what jars me, man. The cult thing is what jars me because I'd understand. I'm not even buying Arteta at this point, but I'd understand cult movements. And I'd like to think, like, I've been quite critical of Arteta generally. And I've been quite those of you that are here on a regular basis, I've been quite critical this stream and giving him his flowers. But I'm not a fan of the cult thing. I'd understand the cult thing if he done what Wenger done or what Klopp done or Jose or Fergie. And for me, it's more you're more loyal to the manager than you are the club. You're more loyal to this ideology. And again, as I said at the start, for the overcoat dons, you can't rate him. You don't rate him as much as you think you do, because you don't stop and think the things you say and the excuses you make up as for the collective club. And then they try and gaslight you with that whole, you're entitled to trophies. It's crazy. Wirtz had worse attacking stat, including dribbles per 90 and chances, than Sancho at Dortmund. Let's see how he does. That's why stats might not be important, bro. That's why this guy with the super chats, keep on sending them, bro. None responding. DG, keep collecting. Appreciate that. Okay. So that's the first super chat. I appreciate it, but he's doing nonsense, I guess. Bloody hell, mate. Bilal, one love, man. One love. But stop wasting your money on nonsense, man. Come on. Look, appreciate you, Jimmy. Big internet. Like, do you know the amount of skills and things you can earn on using the internet and learn, and you're doing foolishness? Come on, man. Appreciate you, G, for subscribing. One love. Guys, I am reading a lot. This guy's a madman. You are a madman. Everyone hates on Martinelli, but he was dirt cheap. I'm just at the stage now. We can criticize these players. We can ask them to go to the next level, but a couple players, we just need to accept them for what they are right now. Kai, I don't think you're amazing. I don't think you're bad. You can help us in the squad, but we need an upgrade if you're still assuming you're the first choice striker. Trossard, I think you can help us out a lot. Not starting standards. Martinelli, the same. Get some players you are. Odegaard, in an ideal world, maybe it's for next season, because I don't see us doing it. You need to buck up your ideas, or we need to find somebody that can directly compete with you. I wouldn't say it's not a priority of Arsenal, but where you're linked with Zubimendi, that tells me a 6, or we've already made a decision around our midfield between keeping Partey and Zubimendi, linked with a bag of wingers. I don't know who's going to come in, but we all know that we need to do stuff in goal. We need to do stuff in defense. We need to get rid of people. We need a striker, if I haven't made that clear. If all of these things are done sooner rather than later, then maybe there's someone that can fight Odegaard. But I reckon if Kai Havertz was fit, I reckon Kai slotted in, Odegaard comes out. Our attack needs life, man. It needs life, man. It needs life, bro. It's tired, man. Garcia, I'm not a fan, I must admit. DG, appreciate your opinion always. Really, going to appreciate you, Mohammed, my guy, man. We need to sign players as soon as possible, no matter if it's Sesko or Gyökeres. The problem is we don't act quickly on transfers. Brother, I'm with you, man. When's Hong Kong? When's the Hong Kong journey? It's next month, innit? They need to be there, man. Like, we never get to just wake up or go online like some of you in your lunch breaks and bang, David Ornstein, this guy, that guy. Our thing is always dragged out. Like, even with Gyökeres, we're even knowing that his uncle and his girlfriend, they're having meetings to say don't leave and all the other. It's just a soap opera, man. It's just a soap opera. I'm having Lookman. I don't know how much the club rate Lookman, because it's like every now and again there's rumors. Then it goes away. Then it comes back. I don't know how much it is. I'd sign Lukaku this summer and Frankie de Jong and Firmin from Barca. Now, big up Lukaku. No one's trying to see that. Could you imagine the ugly football we play and watching Lukaku's first touch? He'd score goals, but it'd be stinky. I'm not on it. De Jong, I like De Jong. And I don't say this in a disingenuous way. Have you got the mentality? Has he got the mentality? And Joel, you're not listening. We all know it's Mikel Arteta's first job. Nobody said you can't support the manager and all of those things. You're either misunderstanding me or not understanding me. I think there's many people in the middle ground that actually want Arteta gone or believe in him, but there's questions. And I speak for myself as well. Once we go out there, it's all Arsenal family. Then, let's be honest, there's black and white hyper opinions. And that's the sort of gaslighting we're talking about. Their defo is a cult. You can't convince me with that. There's many people who just support. There's defo a cult. Please don't chat shit to me. Thank you. Anywho, man, away from that. Appreciate the super chat. Freeway battle is a myth. More PR from Arsenal. Why can't we get more Premier League proven players? I'm starting to dislike this team. You can never dislike the team. Win, lose, or draw. It's Arsenal. But we have bought players from the Premier League. I'm being shameless. Marino was at Newcastle. Ben White had a year in the Prem. Ramsdale had some relegations. Who else is there? Trossard was obviously in the Prem. Decky Boy was in the Prem. William was in the Prem. Yeah, man. But it just comes with the money, man. You one love for the super chat T. You've got to want to front up the cash, though, man. Like, you've got to want to front up the cash. You got to want to front up the cash. Xavi Simons is similar to Rosicky. I just wonder about his level of consistency. Yep, that's my problem. Why do we always air our dirty laundry transfer moves in public? To be fair, to be really honest, nobody has said anything from Arsenal. Like, yeah, journalists could be lying. They could have, they could know what's actually going on. But Arteta ain't said nothing. Burr ain't said nothing. So how are we airing out our stuff? I personally think, yeah, it's just a case of, let's be honest. Arsenal is the heartbeat of social media and the engagement of all these media platforms. That's why they milk it to the fullest. After that, it's probably Man United, and with the amount of players they've bought, Chelsea. That's how you milk it. City, you don't really hear about City. Yeah, that you just wake up and blink and they've signed players. Arsenal for a variety of reasons. I don't think it's us. I just think the media know this, innit? That's how they get paid. It's these media clown. Yeah, man. The game's the game. Thanks, Bilal. Another coffee. This guy is mad. The grass isn't always greener, but at some point, you are going to have to consider changing Mikel Arteta. In the same way nobody knew to go and grab Arteta, you're going to have to find something. You're going to. Because it can't be just Arteta until the end. And the only thing is, with Arteta, can you get over the line? At some point, we're going to have to change. You could sign players and it doesn't work. You need to sign again. You could get a new manager and that first one doesn't work. You need to start again. Just like with Wenger, we thought, you know what, more experience done. Emre, you've done it. Now, there was different contexts around the climate of the club. Emre never worked. Arteta did. If we sign a next striker, it might not work. You need to sign another one because unlike the other side is doing the same things. We know what not signing attackers does. We know what not acting in many a market. Even the year we missed out to them lot down the road on top four, and maybe even 100% January and summer last year. At some point, you're gonna have to try something else. I like Arteta, but I don't like you more than my club, and I don't like you to say forever and ever you're gonna be the guy. And to be honest with you, it's not my opinion. I think you're not playing for a new contract because you just signed the fresh one, but you need to earn that new deal. Big up Tom Canton. I got a video coming out around 6 p.m. We recorded a video. He kind of echoed those thoughts. There's a lot to like about the gaffer, man. Hey, Bilal, you're moving mad. Hey, this guy's a madness. DJ, if you had to pick one, who are you taking out of William, Sane? Look, man. I mean, a lot of people always say, "Oh, get Arteta's players." So I'm gonna say Nico Williams. But I am intrigued to see what Lookman could do returning to the Premier League. Because obviously, let's be real, I'm not buying him. Salah was crap for Chelsea, and look at him now. I'm not buying him, but he didn't, in England, I more rated you when you was at Charlton. You didn't really do much at Fulham, known for that horrible penalty. Everton the same. Can't remember if you actually was a success at Leipzig. I don't think so. But long story short, you've had some good moments. You've had some bad moments. You've gone to Atalanta, done, hat-trick in Europa League. You've discovered yourself. And now you're kind of ready, a bit like Gyökeres. Gyökeres found his feet at Coventry. I'm sure Brighton had him. It didn't work out. Went on 1-2 loans. Doing his thing at Sporting, wherever he goes. As a footballer, you need those moments. I know it's not the best example, but you could point towards Odegaard with that in our team as well. And there's probably another one, but yeah, he's a madman. He is a madman. Don't block him. Bilal out. Don't block him, but he's moving mad. Let him keep donating if that's what he wants to do. But yeah, you're crazy. Why do the weirdos always come to my channel? I get the other ones with higher engagement and that, but why over here? Like, why did the weirdos find me? Why do they appreciate the super chats? But why did they find me? How do you find me? Because, like, Lookman is a baller. If he joins our team, he'd instantly be our best dribbler. I do think there's a tiny Serie A tax. When you're doing well, you get weirdos. I hear it. I hope it's some little kid being stupid, because if that's a grown man or woman doing foolishness, that's scary. Absolutely scary. Very scary. Very scary. And these people walk among us. If you replace Arteta, I feel like you have to stick to 4-2-3-1, though. I hear it. I'm not embracing the weird on this, but I'll take it in the stride, man. Williams is like Pogba. That's horrible. That's a horrible one. Bilal for Arsenal manager. And on that note, people, I'm back again in a matter of moments, people. You're mad, man. I'm back at 4 p.m, man. Obviously, we've spoken about a lot of Arsenal-related topics, and we still will. I'm going to have the boys here. It's a chance for me to shut up and for me to ask the questions and hear their opinions, man. So, yeah, big up you lot, even you, Bilal, for them super chats. Big up you lot for hitting the like button, for engaging and doing all of that kind of stuff. Bilal, man of the match, man. But, yeah, big up you lot, man. I'll be back in a few moments, man. And, yeah, man, the content keeps contenting. So, yeah. I feel weird saying bye, man. It was having such a good chat. But yeah, people, in a bit, I'll be back in just a moment.